Boris Johnson was celebrated as a radiant statesman for his surprise visit to Kyiv, but only a few days later, the British Prime Minister was overtaken with a bang by his legacy. London police fined Johnson over the Partygate scandal, a government spokeswoman said on Tuesday. And he paid already, as he says. It's about the celebration in Johnson's office for his birthday on June 19th in 2020. It was not initially known how high the penalty would be, but I can tell you now it's £100. But it is now fundamentally clear what many have been saying for months anyway. The Prime Minister broke the law. And not only that, he violated the corona rules he himself issued. All of a sudden, Johnson's position began to falter again. The Met fired 2 missiles at Downing Street. The Sky News broadcaster commented martially on the decision of the London Metropolitan Police, or Met. In addition to Johnson and his wife Carrie, the Chancellor of the Exchequer or Finance Minister Rishi Sunak, who resides at 11 Downing Street, also had to pay the fine. The Met is investigating 12 events from 2020 and 2021. At that time, there were strict contact restrictions due to the pandemic. Questionnaires had been sent to more than 100 government employees, as well as to Johnson and his wife. According to the police, a good 50 penalties have been issued so far. In most cases, it is said to be a fine of £50. There are some higher ones, as in Johnson's case. The opposition renewed their demands for his resignation. Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak have broken the law and repeatedly lied to the British people. They must both resign, Labour leader Keir Starmer tweeted, and his party colleague David Lammy was even more outspoken. Crime and lies at the heart of the government, wrote the top politicians. The heads of government of Scotland and Wales also called for Johnson's resignation. The fact that several senior government officials are being fined at the same time is completely unprecedented, said domestic policy expert Jill Rutter of the BBC's Institute for Government think tank. Author and political scientist Marc told the German press agency that Johnson's critics now have all the evidence against him. But Johnson has always made it clear that he will not go quietly, and he will use the war in Ukraine as an additional reason for staying in office. Theoretically, Johnson could even challenge the penalty notice, but he said he already paid it. But it's questionable whether a court date would improve his reputation, and he decided against it. The outrage among those who have lost family members and friends because of corona is already immense. They broke the law, but worse, they fooled us all, said Lobby Akinola, a representative of the organization COVID Bereaved Families. It is incredibly painful to know that the powerful have been partying while they themselves have not been able to say goodbye to their loved ones. Serious questions for number 10, number 11 and the Conservatives, commented BBC reporter Laura Kunzberg. The Tories now face a tricky decision just weeks before local elections in England, which are seen as a crucial test of sentiment, and not to forget elections in Northern Ireland. As new Partygate scandals kept coming to light in the winter, Johnson's resignation seemed only a matter of time. An initial report by senior official Sue Gray attested to Downing Street's leadership failure and serious rule violations. And Tory MPs withdrew their approval from the Prime Minister almost every day. 54 votes would have been enough for an internal party vote of no confidence. But the situation changed completely with the Ukraine war. Even the harshest inner party critics recently backed Johnson. So the question is now, how do the Tories feel about their Prime Minister? Will they oust him for committing an offence while in office? Or are they still holding on to the ex-London mayor and ex-foreign secretary because he's the only one who, as a politician close to the people, can get the voters involved? First statements by proven critics within the party indicate that Johnson may stay for the time being. A change in leadership during the Ukraine war would be fatal, they say. Johnson has lied and cheated before. His time at Downing Street has been riddled with scandals since taking office in the summer of 2019. And yet, the party has never distanced themselves. But the local elections are likely to be the sticking point. The only certainty is that the Conservative Party is likely to suffer heavy losses in the local elections next month, said expert Garnett. The leadership issue will continue to damage the party until Mr. Johnson is either persuaded to resign or is forced into a vote of no confidence. But other analysts are more skeptical. Boris Johnson had more lives of a cat than any politician I know, said political scientist Matthew Flinders from the University of Sheffield recently in an interview with a German press agency. It would not be a surprise if Johnson survived this case as well. Well, I know only one thing that survives everything, even nuclear strike, that's a cockroach. So the cat thing, they should think about their comparisons. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.